see how you're doing with this. Psalm 125 is a psalm that was used and is still used by those who are going up to Jerusalem to worship. It's one of those travel psalms that people would have spoke when they walked through Judah's hill country. And so it's a psalm that belongs here in Judean hill country. And what I'd like you to do is listen as I read the first two verses and pick out the geography, this part of it, that's local. Psalm 125. Those who trust in the Lord, no geography yet. I know you were just going. Those who trust in the Lord are like Mount Zion, which cannot be shaken, but endures forever. As the mountains surround Jerusalem, so the Lord surrounds his people, both now and forevermore. Call them out. What did you hear that was geographically related to Judean hill country? What did you hear? Want to need it again?
Mount Zion.
Mount Zion.
Mount Zion.
Jerusalem. So we've got toponyms, place names. The psalm says, as it encourages me to think as I go to Jerusalem, that the Lord thinks about me as he thinks about a city, but not just any city, Jerusalem, Zion. How does he think about Jerusalem and Zion? It's a city of his own choosing. It's a city completely different than any other city in the world. It's a city that God says, I am one. I am with you. I forgive you. It's a city that you love and that the Lord loves. And man, if the Lord thinks about me like he thinks about Zion and Jerusalem, I'm in a really good place, right? Those who trust in the Lord are like Mount Zion. Yeah. What else did you hear? Now I've gotten too far away from it, right? What else did you hear? Julie, the mountains that surround Jerusalem. So just as, metaphorically, the mountains that surround Jerusalem provide a barrier against folks who might mean harm from the coastal plain, so the Lord drapes himself around me, just like those mountains, to provide protection for me. That's a beautiful picture. There are two more. Oh no, you're saying to yourself, oh no. Those who trust in the Lord are like Mount Zion, which cannot be shaken, but endures forever. As the mountains surround Jerusalem, so the Lord surrounds his people, both now and forevermore. They're the two hardest, I think. So you got the two easy ones.
Shaken?
Shaken, she says, Kirsten says, with great trepidation, lest she be wrong. Yes, seismic event. We've talked a little bit about the fault line, runs north and south through the Jordan River Valley, 200 tremors per day. Side faults developing off that main fault of the Jordan. Once you begin to get up into the Jerusalem mountains, you are more removed from the more dramatic shaking. So in point of literalness, I have fewer devastating earthquakes up in the mountains of Jerusalem than I do down the Jordan Valley. As Jerusalem is not shaken, so I. Isn't that a striking picture? And there's one more element here, the hardest of the four to get. I see it in the word forever. It's a concept, adolam, that's mentioned twice. Right? Cannot be shaken, endures forever, now and forevermore. The closing. Geology. Anybody remember the data point? Cenomanian limestone erodes at the leisurely rate of, yes, 1 centimeter in 1,000 years. Which means that when great-great-great-great-grandpa and grandma walked this ridge to Jerusalem, they pretty much saw the same thing that I see. And it means that the value of the mountain as a protective shield, the place that doesn't shake, isn't just a temporary, your lifetime thing. This is something we as the people of God have known and will know forever. And think about the fact that this pilgrim walk to Jerusalem now formally engages the natural world in a way that makes me thoughtful about what I'm going to do. Those who trust in the Lord are like Mount Zion, which cannot be shaken, but endures forever. As the mountains surround Jerusalem, so the Lord surrounds his people both now and forevermore. I submit you miss something unless you get the sense of space.